Hello and welcome back to the garden. In this video we're talking about this wonderful grass and it's called Hakonechloa macra. This lovely ornamental grass is native to Japan. It has these graceful arching leaves, and with a gust of wind it just sends that lovely rippling sound through the foliage. In summer it brings about these beautiful flower panicles, and these will stay on well into the autumn. We're in mid-September now and it's even trying to throw up some more, just beginning to flower. It really is a beautiful ornamental grass. And what we've done here is, in this little area is mainly our semi-shaded area, and we have a number of these. We have two growing in stone pots either side of the bench, and we've recently got two more which we've purposely bought some of these terracotta pots for. So these two will also be growing in these containers. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to pop these up into these pots, and I'm just going to show you how beautiful they are. These are great as a ground cover plant, front of border plant. These only grow to a maximum of around 60 to 70 centimetres and about the same in width. And they're perfect if you grow them anywhere around a path. As you walk past, you get that gentle feeling of brushing past the foliage, which is brilliant. And they also make wonderful plants for containers, which is what we've got in this area here. So what I'm going to do first is, if we just lift it out of the pot, I'm just going to get some normal multi-purpose compost, and I'm just going to place that into the bottom of the pot. And then if we just tip this upside down and just give it a gentle nudge, we can see it has a really healthy root system. I'm just going to tease some of these roots out just to encourage it to go into the compost within the container and reach out into that surrounding area. And if you can see from the way it grows, it's a clump forming grass, so it grows outwards. So every year this will increase in size, which is fantastic. I'm just going to pop that into the pot, and you want to place this in the pot at the same height that it was in the container that it was growing in originally. So with a bit more compost, I'm just going to go around it. This really is one of my favourite grasses for shade. It has this lovely green, lovely airy kind of structure about it. It really does light up a darkish area. Now it likes to grow in moist conditions, but somewhere well draining. So somewhere that's not going to dry out. So if you've got somewhere in sun that is very, very hot and very dry, this would not be a plant of choice. But if you do have somewhere that does have a little bit of more moisture and the ground doesn't dry out too much, then this will be perfect. It's also very trouble free. There's virtually no pests, no diseases that we can speak about. It's just literally very, very easy. Perfect if you want a low maintenance garden, because all you need to do to this is make sure it's kept well watered, give it a bit of a feed in the spring as those new leaves are emerging. You can feed it by just putting a mulch over the top with some organic matter, and that's all you really need to do. And just make sure that during the season of growing it doesn't dry out. You can't really get easier than that. So I'm just making sure that is around the same height as it was growing before. And what will happen is, if you place that on the ground like that, these lovely arching stems are just going to bellow over the top of the terracotta, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. And if that wasn't enough, during the autumn, as we get into colder weather, these leaves turn a wonderful array of gold, red, orange, and it just lights up the autumnal garden. There are also lots of cultivars that are being introduced all the time. There's like a lime green version, there's a variegated version, and there's like a more golden version as well. So if you didn't like it to be completely green like this, there are other options available, but they all do tend to like the same conditions as I've already explained. And that is perfect. So all I need to do to this is give it a really good water, leave it to one side, put it where I want it, and literally it will just take care of itself. Give it a bit of a mulch in spring as the new foliage is emerging, and just make sure it doesn't dry out. If you've never grown this plant before, it is one of our recommended plants. It's a beautiful ornamental grass. It is brilliant for cottage gardens, for contemporary gardens. It's just perfect in really any kind of style. We used to use this plant a hell of a lot when we used to do garden design. It was one of our go-to grasses for an area that maybe didn't get as much sunlight as maybe some of the other positions within a garden. It's really tactile. I mean, planted in a pot like this, it can be a specimen plant, and it just looks beautiful, cascading over the top of this terracotta. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've found this video informative. If you've not grown it before, please add it to your list. It's a really versatile grass. Please give us a like, and also please consider subscribing if you've not already done so. Subscribing is free, does not cost you a single thing, and it allows you to keep up to date with all the videos that we have coming up. Until the next one, please do take care.